Project Reconnect works with first-time juvenile offenders. That's how the agency began.
Out of all the states in the nation, California incarcerated its young people more than any other state. Within the state of California, Alameda County incarcerated its young people more than any other county in the state.
When I walk into a room, and one of the questions I ask is, how many have been to a funeral this week? And more than half the hands go up. Hurts my heart.
My cousin was murdered last Saturday. That's two of my cousins I lost this summer. Stop the violence.
Project Reconnect is an early intervention and a diversion program that works with Alameda County Courts of Probation.
We intervene in families. We bring families together, usually youth and at least one parent or caregiver, and we go through a series of workshops and help them reconnect with their families and make better environments at home.
Any parent is almost beside themselves when they found out that law enforcement is taking their kid to jail. And it breaks your heart. And you tend to blame yourself a lot. It's really no big surprise that as parents who lived very trying childhoods, that we then recreate the same environment for our own children.
When I came on as superintendent here at Camp Sweeney, many of the parents had not really engaged with their child for several months and for some even a year. The family dynamics were in chaos. Some of these kids had been on the run. They were incorrigible, and Project Reconnect gave the families an opportunity to re-engage with the minors in a positive way. They facilitated the connection that was lacking.
We have 3 programs here at Project Reconnect. Our first program is Family Connections. That program is 8 weeks long.
So we'll go child, and on this side we're gonna have a grown person. A parent and a child come and sit on 2 opposite sides of the room. Like it's that bad. They don't even want to sit next to each other. And to see week by week that change. You have goals, you're not afraid of working hard, and you will take full responsibility. Can you ask his parents if they agree? Okay. What you're trying to do is not necessarily talk at the families, because they get a lot of that. The parents have gotten a lot of that through their years, and the students definitely get a lot of that, especially at school. But you're creating an environment in which people get to learn from one another.
The structure is very different. 1, because it's parent and young person, and 2, because it's multiple families at the same time. I've seen instances where a parent is talking to the young person and they're just kind of like conflicting a little bit, and then the other parent would just like jump in and be like, oh, maybe you should think about it this way or that way. And then the young person kind of is like, oh, maybe my parents aren't crazy, you know what I mean? Or the fact that it's multiple families dealing with the same issue, especially in marginalized communities where there's multiple instances of like trauma.
Being in high school and in Oakland, it's like a fashion show. Everybody got to be up with the jabot. As soon as a new pair of Jordans come out next week, next month, there's another pair, you know, so everybody's trying to keep up with all these material things. I was stealing and whatnot, thinking it's not going to happen to me. I'm not going to get caught. I've done it before. And I did get caught.
At the time that I came to Project Reconnect, my brother had actually just finished his session. And I had just gotten into trouble. And my mom was like, oh, I know where I'm sending you. So she came through the next group with me. I didn't think that it was gonna be anything that I was gonna benefit from. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but the environment made it where it was okay. I got to know the other young people, the parents, and I enjoyed coming to the group.
We have to help them get to the root cause instead of providing some kind of Band-Aid. Smoking or stealing, or even being a member of a gang or something like that. Those are all just symptoms. And we have to figure out what the real illness is so that you can get your medicine, you know, and it has to be medicine that you develop for yourself. As you get grown, you realize and have accepted there's lots of things that aren't fair. And you kind of have to pick your battles, and you have to make sure that you don't make decisions that make it even worse.
I still live in East Oakland, right? So I see that every day. Whether that be violence, commercial sexual exploitation, drug abuse, you know, that's very vivid for me. That's why I think that Project Reconnect shouldn't just be for people who are incarcerated, because it's therapeutic to know that just because there's like a million negative things are going down around you, that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be influenced by them. That group we had up at camp, one of the dads was talking about, like, I concluded that partially because of the kind of personality that I have and the responsibilities that I have at work, I may have neglected time with my son, and that could have led to him being distracted, and also we don't really communicate. So then the next Saturday, he took the whole day off and just hung out with his kid.
Ultimately, what's so great about our model is people are carving out 3 hours a week to work on themselves and on their relationship with either their parent or with their son or daughter. And that alone is part of our magic, just stopping time, because otherwise it's not there. It just doesn't exist. The time disappears, and that leaves a huge void.
Now, the parent would give a wish to the next young person.
The parent would make a wish for the student.
A lifetime wish.
Not, I want a new car.
So they had to think about it. And they tapped each other on the forehead with a magic wand and just saying things that they may never hear again from that person. But it came from the heart, and it was a moment of magic.
We've had parents who the minor has run away from camp. Camp is a wide open setting, and the parents have asked to continue to go to the program.
Right now, it's about a 50-50 chance that a young person, when they come out of the hall, that they'll go back. We've been able to get that number to an 85% chance that they will stay out of the hall once they complete our program.
Out of that program, we developed a parent program. The parent program is held in the community and in OUSD schools. And that program is 6 weeks long.
1, 2, 3.
One thing we do is pay attention to where the hot spots are in Oakland, or where we have noticed an increase in violence, or we're getting requests from the community saying we need parent workshops over at this school or in this neighborhood or at this church. And Project Reconnect will come out and they adapt the curriculum and the style just dependent on the participants.
And so today I want to teach you some of the strategies and techniques that you can do yourself and teach your children to prevent this from happening to them.
The workshops are designed to help families define structure in their household, giving them different topics of communication, decision-making, discipline, drug use and abuse, self-esteem.
There's a lot of denial that gang issues happen. Sometimes young people act a certain way with their family members, and sometimes they act a certain way at school or away from their family members. Immigrant communities, especially folks who recently have arrived, the parents are busy getting settled, so sometimes when we talk with parents, they are not knowing. They don't think that their young person is involved, but as the workshop unfolds and they talk about some of the specifics, it becomes a little bit more clear, oh, my young person is interested or dabbling in or has talked to other young people who are involved. And so those issues come out. Sometimes there have been serious interventions that have happened during the time of the 6 weeks that they're working with the parents.
Ahorita yo tengo una niña de 16 años, una de 6 y uno de 3, ¿verdad? Entonces, como que al yo asistir a estos programas me ha servido en cómo identificar ciertos problemas, en cómo resolver otros y en también cómo buscar ayuda para cuando no tenga yo la respuesta a la mano.
Parents often want to keep meeting. They say, well, we understand that you're done, but we're not done. We want to keep talking with each other. They've formed a community, especially with the stories that they've shared with one another and the struggles that they have with their young people that is similar to the other participants.
We also have our leadership program, which is for young people after they've graduated from Family Connection program, and we call those mini-series where those are approximately 4 weeks long.
There's one field trip we went on, we took the kids on a college tour in LA, and most kids haven't even been out of Alameda County. And there's one kid, when he's here in Oakland, he feels like he had to put on this tough guy act. But when we took him out there, he actually got to be a kid, have fun, enjoy being a kid. Taking him on that college trip actually made him want to go to college.
There's a disconnect in our community, and I think what we do is we bring back the essence of the village and what it takes to raise a child, because parents can't do it by themselves, and I don't think it's a model that's sustainable or effective.
I come home at the end of a long night, 9, 10 o'clock at night, and I really feel connected. I feel connected with my community, I feel connected with my higher power, and I feel connected with my family.
One of the benefits of our program and how we're able to have the dialogues that we have, to have the breakthroughs that we have, is because we're real people talking to other real people about real things.